Hey everybody, welcome to Top 6, the show where you decide the answers and we get really upset about them.
You get really upset about them.
We get really upset about them.
He gets
Everyone
really
we talk to gets upset about them.
Everyone on many sides.
Top 6.
Alright, for this episode we asked you your top 6 jersey numbers to wear, and to give us the answers today we're going to have a little help here from this book from Hockey Night in Canada that goes over every number ever worn in the history of the NHL. So without further ado, we're going to start with number 6.
Number 6.
Alright, number 6 is number 88. Now, depending on what generation you're from, this could be one of a few players. If it's more of a modern generation for you, you're going to be thinking Brent Burns or Patrick Kane. If you're from the 90s or the 80s, you're definitely going to be thinking somebody else. That person is
This is Eric Lindros.
Eric Lindros of the Philadelphia Flyers, New York Rangers, Dallas Stars, Toronto Maple Leafs. I think I got them all. Eric Lindros was the first one to make this number really powerful. Little known story about this though, Owen Nolan and Joe Sakic actually both wore this number with the Nordiques prior to Lindros being drafted, but they both switched as soon as they could, and then no player on the Nordiques ever wore 88 ever again after he was drafted.
A lot of shade in Quebec. A lot of shade.
A lot of shade, and Colorado now.
A lot of shade.
Moving on!
Number 5.
Alright, moving down the list now to number 5, we have number 91, which was made famous by 3 players in particular. Modern times, you're going to have John Tavares, and you're also going to have Steven Stamkos. But going back, you got Sergei Fedorov, who was a prolific player for the Detroit Red Wings. You also have Butch Goring of the Islanders, prolific player during their cup runs, and Dennis Savard of the Boston Bruins. And another quick story on the Ottawa Senators, Alexander Daig, who was the first overall pick for the team way long time ago, never panned out. They gave him actually the biggest rookie contract in history to that point, also wore 91.
You're like the only person I know that would know that Alexander Daig did anything.
Only person over the age of you.
Number 4.
Okay, moving to number 4 on the list is pretty funny, number 4. So number 4, made famous by a lot of players, the most notable being Bobby Orr of the Boston Bruins. That was Travis's recreation of the goal.
Bobby Orr, behind the net to Sanderson, Orr! Bobby Orr!
Also, there's so many names on this list, I have to refer to the book, but obviously Scott Stevens is on this list, Jean Beliveau is on this list, Vincent Lecavalier is on this list, a lot of players, but if we go to the book, again, John Beliveau, Red Kelly, Scott Stevens, Bill Gadsby, Kevin Lowe, Mark Howe, Vincent Lecavalier, Rob Blake, Hap Day, a lot of famous players in the NHL have worn under 4. I'll be right back while I go get Travis.
Number 3.
Okay, now we're moving into the top 3. Number 3 is number 8. So obviously number 8, very popular because of Alex Ovechkin right now. But a lot of players in NHL history wore this number at one time or another before Ovechkin really made it his own. So, going back to the book. Travis, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, a few numbers. Number 1, Cam Neely, prolific player for the Boston Bruins. Teemu Selanne wore it with the Anaheim Ducks. Igor Larionov, part of the Russian Five with the Red Wings. Larry Murphy with the Washington Capitals. Barclay Plager, Ken Hodge, Mark Recchi, who just went into the Hall of Fame, Dick Duff, Randy Carlyle, and of course, Alex Ovechkin. So number 8 is number 3 on our list of top 6.
Randy Carlyle. Walls. Bad coach.
Number 2.
Alright, now that we're down to the top 2, you're probably starting to guess what they are because they're somewhat obvious. Number 2 on the list is 66, made famous by none other than Mario Lemieux with the Pittsburgh Penguins. So, an obvious pick, a very famous number, but according to the book, 4 players wore this number, including Lemieux, Gino Ojic with the Vancouver Canucks, Yannick Dupree with the Philadelphia Flyers, and Milan Novi with the Milan Novi with the Washington Capitals. Ojic and Dupree I know, I don't know Novi, but yeah, 4 players wore 66, only one of them notable for it.
All of them same caliber player, though. Obviously.
Not at all
like,
true.
Completely the same player.
Like, not, there's, no.
Number 1.
Okay, that brings us to number 1 on our list, which is also number 1 in your hearts. It's the most obvious number on here. The most famous jersey number to wear is number 99.
Yager.
What? Number 99, Wayne Gretzky is the number 1. I was going to say that's the famous number. He's known as number 99, the great one. So instead of going to 100 stories about 99, which you know, here's a really funny story for you. In the 30s, 3 players on the Montreal Canadiens wore number 99, because the owner at the time, this is a story, was said to have been so mad at the football teams that he wanted his players to wear football numbers, which 99 was. I found that interesting. Travis clearly does not. But 99...
Not at all.
Not at all. Well, that's why the show works, because you don't care.
Not at all.
And you care.
I get paid.
Top 6.
Okay, before we close out this episode of Top 6, a few honorable mentions before we get to our next topic. We had one number actually hit every single number of the countdown, meaning people voted for this number 1 through 6, but it couldn't crack to the top of any of them, and that number is number 9. Gordie Howe made this number famous. A lot of players have worn it. Gordie's the only one we're going to talk about right now. God rest his soul. But number 9 voted in every single number, but could not crack the top 6. Also, other numbers are 19, 97, and 5, ironically, were all picked. And number 69, because it's hilarious. And before we move out, we're going to give you our next topic. If you have anything to say about this episode, comment below on whatever social media network you're on. Also, listen to the Hockey Show podcast as they discuss our topics on every podcast. It's been a great deal with that. And finally...
Wait. Is this the plug part of the episode? Is this the plug part of the episode?
We're not plugging anything, just the Hockey Show podcast and this mug.
HockeyShorts.com.
Alright, the next top 6 is what are the top 6 hockey movies ever made all time. Go to hockeyachievements.com now to vote or listen to the Hockey Show podcast to discuss. And we'll see you on the next
Top 6.